Hey guys, it's Eric with the Miller Park Minute, where we're throwing strikes and getting likes. Yes, we are finally back. It has been a long time since I spoke at you on this microphone. It's good to be back. It's good to be finally behind this microphone. Today we're going to throw some strikes, get some likes, get some dingers, get some listeners, and dive right into what we missed here in Brewers baseball. Brewers come back with a commanding victory over the Braves, and we're still in first place. We haven't left first place, so let's talk about all these things and more. We're a little rusty here, so let's just get everything lined up. I apologize for those of you who are watching the feed via the YouTube feed. I just screwed everything up. And in case you didn't know already, guys, we are on YouTube. We are on Spotify, Apple, Google, iHeartRadio, Castbox. There's probably some that aren't even still in existence, but we're on everything. We are presented by SeatGeek. If you want to use the code Miller Park Minute for $20 off your first purchase with SeatGeek, yeah, much like everybody else's code, we got the $20 off. You can join us over on the Facebook page, the Miller Park Minute, and the Milwaukee Brewers. You can also join us Saturdays live at 4 p.m. Central Standard Time. If you want to support the show, you can go over to Patreon, patreon.com/MillerParkMinute, and support us over there. We're going to be back talking baseball again this season. I know it's been a long hiatus. This is a daily show. We haven't been daily in, I don't know, probably since the beginning of January. It's been a year, to say the least, but we still love baseball. We still watch baseball every day, guys. It's just been one of those times where life kind of got in the way of everything as far as this goes. So I am excited about where the crew is at. I'm gonna drop some just season overview stuff. I'm gonna talk about some of my predictions, some things that I didn't foresee happening, and kind of just dive right into it. We're going to go for about maybe 20 to 30 minutes on this first broadcast back. And then we're going to get back to our regular broadcasts, hopefully here within the week. So if you start seeing me pop up in your feed, you know I like to do it nightly, and then I put them up in the morning. So let's dive right into where we are and where we've been, and kind of a little bit of everything about the crew right now, in my opinion, my takes. I know it's been a while since I spit at you. So at this juncture in the season, we are now in the second portion of the season, final 50 some odd games. Don't know the specific number. Full standings, we are 63 and 49. After today's win, we are 6 games over the St. Louis Cardinals. Yep, the St. Louis Cardinals are back. I didn't predict that they'd be back on this scale. I really couldn't have predicted that. But we also didn't predict the massive fall off from the Cubs. So that being said, we're going to get into that. Right now, we're standing pretty well atop the Central. I don't think there's much margin for error. A lot of the pundits and everybody speaking right now is not saying that we're going to fall off or anything like that. They think the NL Central is pretty well locked up for us. And right in line with the Phillies. The Phillies are 66 and 46. We're 63 and 49. The Dodgers are 66 and 47. So across the board in the NL, we're all right in the leaders, I should say, are in the same neck of the woods. Then if you're looking over at the American League, that's kind of the same. Everybody's right in that 60s category, with the exception of the Seattle Mariners over in the West. So baseball is baseball this year. It's pretty well, I'd say, gone as predicted. I don't think that the standings really have any outliers. I mean, we knew the Colorado Rockies were bad. We knew the Miami Marlins were bad. The A's, of course, things just not looking good in Oakland in that final season. The White Sox, I I don't even know what to say about the White Sox. I mean, currently, what is that, 21 game losing streak? They're set to set a franchise worst. So I mean, goes without saying. Now, as far as our team goes, what has happened with our team? Some of these things we couldn't predict, and some of these things we could. I think we knew we didn't have much starting pitching going into the season, and that has been very apparent by the amount of starters that we have run through. Freddie Peralta has maintained being healthy. He hasn't been injured, but he hasn't been consistently good/great as he should be as the ace. So that's been of concern. You look across the board, Colin Ray has been pretty consistent, but at times he has, not been the best. I guess it's the best way to put that. Um, really, and you're seeing a lot of. I think Bryce Wilson is a unsung hero of the starting rotation, albeit he is not a starter at the current moment. He's um, been pretty good for us. Obviously, we know the slew of starters that we have seen come and go. Tobias Myers has been an unsung hero, and I want to shout this out because I was talking about this with the butcher the other day, and Tobias Myers being 6-5 with a 3.02 ERA in 17 games, uh, 86.1 innings, 75 strikeouts. I mean, he's putting in the time, and that's great. This should have been an era where Gasser was also able to, and not forgetting what Gasser did, but obviously Gasser got hurt, so we can't hold that against him. Other guys that come have mentioned, Joe Ross been injured a little bit. Hall, this rotation has seen some change, so that goes without saying that that's been tough. Um, Bullpen wise, we've been okay. Guys have gone spotty, not gone spotty. Koenigs has been very good. Um, can't forget our DL guys though. I'm sorry, IL guys. I think that's the part where it hurts us the most. Is you see, you got Robert Gasser, you got Bukakis on the DL. Hudson, we can't not talk about how Hudson should have been an all-star. Um, and then of course Woody didn't play at all this season, but Miley did, and he's been on the IL, and same with Abner. So I think that goes without saying. Now the offense has been the shocker, and I think that is really what's been the glue to this team so far this season. I'm very, very happy with what the offense has done. Jackson Churio, as much as I thought he should have not been on the roster, has been proving to be very good, and he's been coming on as of late. Of course, William Contreras, much of the same as he picked up last year. 283 batting average, leading the team in runs, 70. Willie Adames leading the team in homers. Reese tied with him at 19. Runs batted in, Willie. Bryce Turing, stolen bases. What about Bryce Turing? We didn't expect this from Bryce Turing. He's actually been my everyday starter in fantasy baseball because he's been that good at second base. Pitching across the board, of course, Colin Ray leads the team in wins. Trevor McGill saves because Devin was out. Now Trevor McGill is injured. Earned run, Colin Ray, like I said, he's been a pretty good model of consistency. Strikeouts, of course, Freddie 149, and whip is Colin Ray. So Colin Ray is kind of picking up the slack, so to speak. Let's talk about tonight's game really briefly, and kind of just give you some takeaways of tonight's game. Of course, a 10-0 victory over the Atlanta Braves, who we saw last week. They kind of beat us up a little bit. They're a scary team. They're a dangerous team. They're also an injured team, though. So Chris Sale is looking like a Cy Young candidate. We face him tomorrow. But tonight we faced Elder, and we got 10 runs. I think that came across very well. Really, across the board, Um, everybody was on par. Everybody was pretty well hitting, with few exceptions. But I think the things that matter is when your guys step in there and step up. Joey Ortiz was in there, knocked in just a run. All those little RBIs matter, and that's where we need to get more consistency, I guess. With Yelich being out, we don't have that consistent bat in Christian Yelich, who was an all-star again this year. There's an all-star snub in Turang, obviously, but it goes to say that it hurts that Yelich went down with the back injury. I'm not going to say it doesn't. Willie Adames, of course, with a home run. Can't forget to mention the 2-run home run from Willie. Just a good performance. He had Ross come in for 2 innings. Didn't give up any runs. A shutout on the board. I can't remember the last shutout specifically. We'd have to go back in the calendar to mention the last shutout that the Brewers had. I don't know off the top of my head. So that is what that is. But it's good to get a nice W over the Braves. Do we have one in July? Did we have a shutout in July? Got another game with the Braves tomorrow. We shut out the Pirates on the 10th of July, it looks like. A complete game shut. We shut out the Cubs too. 1-0 shutout in July. So it's good to have that good shutout victory for the crew. Some of the things that I think need to be said here is this team just keeps fighting. It keeps finding a way. Watching this crew battle through all the injuries that it's had and be as beat up of a squad as they've been all season is really beyond amazing to me, that we've gotten this far. And just you can look at the injury report. I mean, I talked about it a little bit already, but Brian Hudson, and the work that he put in and how good he was for us. Trevor McGill, really stepping up. He logged 20 saves with a 2.41 ERA, while filling in for Devin Williams. Christian Yelich, I already mentioned, he was an all-star. Rob, oh my God, I can't even say it. Rob Stresny, one of these new bullpen arms. A lot of the bullpen arms. DL Hall still, Oliver Dunn, Gasser, Miley, and of course Brandon Woodruff. But we knew that one. I mean, that wasn't going to change. I don't think that's. We'll expect to see him back next year. And that's where we're at. I mean, that's if we can just keep fighting, winning series, taking game here, taking a game there, that's important. I think this crew is going to be good. We're going to see what we can get out of Frankie Montas. And the other pieces that we add along the way. I mean, this team is not done adding. It's not done using minor league talent. A lot of people are looking forward to Mizorowski. I don't know that we'll see him, but yeah, Montas is going again against the Braves on Thursday. So that should be a very exciting matchup, to see him back and see what he can do he's a guy, we traded for a guy with a 5 ERA. So this is kind of that Jordan Lyles move where we're expecting a guy to just come in and outperform in the final couple months of the season. Will it happen? I don't know, but can we hope that it happens? Yes, of course we can, because we need him to at least eat some innings and keep us in some ball games. God, it's good to be talking about this again. It's good to be back behind this microphone. and just speaking baseball truth and talking about the crew. Shout out to my buddy Butcher. We actually had a conversation the other day, and he said this should be a podcast. So there will be some conversations that'll be content that are just conversations that me and the Butcher have had. Those are coming up in podcast form. I don't know if I'll just read the text conversations or I'll just reenact them. But those are some funny conversations. We always like to jaw jack a little bit about the crew and everything like that. I am actually I'm still attending Doc Spiders here and there. I have yet to go to a crew game. It's just been one of those years. But we are back talking baseball, and that's the important part, guys. If there's any parts of the show that you missed that you want to see, want me to bring up, one of the things I wanted to talk about though before this stream is ending is I want to talk about power rankings because we love to talk about the power rankings. If you haven't, guys, go over and check out my fellow, of course, NFL coming up because I did type in MLB. Go over and check out my buddies at the Barrel Banter podcast. Those guys have been doing some work lately, and they've been doing a great job. Let's skip it. Let's go right to the Bleacher Report power rankings because the Bleacher Report ones are my favorite. I've been doing power rankings for so long and talking about them, and week in and week out. Let's go to the top. See what they got in the top 10. All right, so of course we got the Baltimore Orioles. No doubt about it. They were the winners of the trade deadline. I think they made the best trades. Plus, Jackson Holliday is now up, and he is hitting this time. If you haven't been paying attention, we got second coming in at the New York Yankees. Goes without saying, the New York Yankees got Jazz Chisholm, winners of the trade second place of the trade deadline. There's a fight going on in the AL. Guardians ranking number 3, previous 4. Dodgers coming in at number 4. Dodgers have been injured, so they're falling off a little bit. They've suffered their slew of injuries. Mookie Betts is coming back in the next week or so, though, so they should be getting a little bit better. Phillies number 5, Kansas City Royals at number 6. Kansas City has been coming on this season. If you haven't watched Kansas City playing, that's some good baseball to be watching. Padres coming in at number 7. Braves at number 8. Where do you think we fall? Number 9. Previously 6, we suffered 3 straight series losses through 6 games. We have a 6-game lead in the NL. Struck by a half game as Cardinals have similarly had the same stretch. Deadline edition, Frankie Montes picked up the win in his Brewers debut on Friday, allowing 3 earned runs over 5 innings against the Washington Nationals on the road. Yeah, those Nats games were ugly, though. They were very ugly. Yeah. I've got so much more to say. This podcast could literally be an hour long, but I think I'm going to cut it at about 20 minutes here. Like I said, I just wanted to get back in front of this microphone, talking to the camera, talking to you guys again, like I like to do. We're going to break down a lot more things and do a lot more games day to day. And we'll come back with live sessions, probably Saturdays, maybe 4 o'clock. I don't know. We might change the time frame of that, guys. Stay tuned to this podcast channel. YouTube is the best way to follow us. So if you're not on our YouTube page, follow the feed on YouTube. I will keep you updated on when uploads are coming and things like that throughout the day. And of course, my X account over there is Miller Minute. If you want to join me on X, it's a wild ride over on X. So if you're not on X, don't join X just for me because it's a weird world over there. You step into the strange for sure. But that being said, you guys have a great rest of your day. Thank you for watching. Thank you for following. Remember to like, subscribe, check me out on whatever podcast platform and leave a review. Thanks as always, guys. Have a great rest of your day and go Brew Crew. Let's get them tomorrow. We got Freddie on the bump versus Sale. Let's get him.